Hey everybody, I'm making a little Christmas countdown chalkboard calendar because I was looking for something to do and found this little chalkboard and I decided to make something out of it instead of doing the 47 things I actually need to do. And I'm just going to do a little floral on top of this, so I picked out a couple of frosty looking stems. Those are two pieces from Michael's on the right. I've got some Dollar Tree, Walmart, Dollar General ribbon. Don't really have a plan for it at this point, but I kind of know where I want to go a little bit, maybe. Yeah, so I've cut everything up into smaller chunks because I don't need big pieces for this. And this thing's only like maybe 8 inches wide, even if that. Yeah, maybe 8 inches wide. And I'm starting out with these two pieces from the Dollar Tree because they're big and they're spiky and they're tight, and I like to glue into those. They're easy to glue onto something, and then they're easy to glue into because they have all those little spiky parts inside of there. I did have some trouble with this sticking the first time, but then I just kind of went ham on the glue and, everything stuck fine after that. So I'm going to keep picking this up and putting it down because when it's down, you can't really see what I'm doing, and when it's up, I can't really see what I'm doing, And I knew I wanted to use these berries, but wasn't quite sure when I was going to incorporate them. And I wanted to make like a Christmas countdown that was a little bit more, I guess, sophisticated. All the ones I see they're still like whimsical and stuff, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I wanted something a little bit fancier. So I'm just putting some glue onto these pieces and just kind of nudging them in there. They fit really well. That's why I like this piney texture for the base of anything I'm working on, really. And I'm pretty much just doing a kind of swag across the top. I wanted it to come down a little bit, but those pieces that I stuck in the ends aren't wired, and no matter how many times I tried to glue them, they would not stay. So I kind of quickly gave up on that. You can see throughout this video, I do a lot of like fitting stuff in there and being like, oh, well, do I want that there? Do I not? And I'm trying to maintain balance between the left and the right side. So when I put something on the left, then I go to the right and, back and forth like that. And this was a really nice pick. It was like $20 originally. It was in my grab bags. It had all these little pine cones on it. Super frosty. Having a little trouble cutting that one. And again, just trying to keep it even without making it too symmetrical. And I did find when I was working with these that the smaller pieces I cut, the easier they were to work with. Just because the smaller they are, you can tuck them into more spaces. And then if you have like those big pieces that I started with, you can only put those in one spot, So now I'm cutting off the glue that I tried to glue down 15 times before I finally gave up. This little sign came from one of the grab bags too. I don't think it was a Christmas one. I think it was like a summer one. I got I think it was 1,200 cupcake wrappers and a bunch of like graduation stuff and this sign. So I was like, okay, you know what? I guess it was worth it because I did get this sign that's been sitting in my living room for like 2 years now because I had no idea what to do with it. And as always, when I have something that I don't know what to do with, I'm like, I'm going to turn this into a Christmas present and give it to somebody or sell it to someone. So I wanted to keep this all kind of frosted because I haven't really done any of that this year. Like, I've done a lot of green and not a lot of like frosted stuff. And I was tempted to paint the frame red, but I really like the weathered wood kind of look. It went really well with the frosted florals. I'm trying to see if my IV is hooked up right now. I have no idea. I know it's not in the way, so I guess that's all I should worry about. Now, I wish I had put these berries in first, I guess, because they kind of look like they're just kind of sticking out, which I like everything to feel like it's incorporated. Like, this was not all pieced together, this was just one piece. And the berries kind of stuck out, but I worked everything around. I cut a little bit off, trimmed some ones that were really sticking out. But see, if I had put the berries in the beginning, I could have put everything around them and they would have blended in a lot more. Like the one on the left is really bad, but I think it kind of, just kind of twist some stuff in there if you have the same problem. And I was trying to keep the middle clear because I knew I was going to do a bow, but at the same time I wanted something else there besides just the bow. I don't know if I was holding the glue down with those scissors or attempting to cut something. Yeah, I must have been holding the glue down. So I trimmed one from there and I trimmed here to just give it a little bit more open space. That's where I'm at. If you don't want to add a bow, you could just fill some other stuff in the middle. And look, I'm trying to make a bow here, and you know what? I'm going to spare you guys because we both know how this is going to turn out. I'm going to make it, it's going to look terrible, and I'm going to have to remake it. So this is my second attempt at the bow. The original one did have some tails on it, but when I put it up there, I was like, well, these are hanging on the chalkboard, and I don't like that. I don't like when things impede the purpose of something. Like, the whole purpose of this is that you can write on it and, wipe it off easily and write something else on it without having to move a bunch of stuff out the way. So I took the wire and kind of fed it through the top because I wanted to be able to add glue behind it and then pull down to make sure the bow was really seated in there well. Seated in there good? I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm always exhausted. So I've got the glue in there and I'm pulling the back down, and then it wasn't a mess on the back, but you could see some glue through there, so I just stuck another pine cone on there and another little sprig just to hide my work. I think it's nice to finish things off properly. If it's on a kitchen island or something, or somewhere where you can see it from the front and the back, you don't want to see a bunch of hot glue. Like, make it look good from every angle. And so my fat sausage fingers can't flop this bow, so I'm using the edges of these tweezers. And it's still, in the final pictures I was looking at, I was like, what did I do to that bow? Yeah, see, it's just finished off on the back. I still need to take that little tag off, and I'm cutting off the wires from the bow. I think that's it. You can write, how many days till Christmas. I'm not going to write that because y'all know my handwriting is terrible by now. This little up-close shot, that unfluffed piece of ribbon in the front right there is killing me, but there are bigger problems in the world, and here's a full shot of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this and it gave you some good ideas. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. Let's have a conversation down in the comments about whatever you want. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.